Hey Sea Dragons, welcome to Art. I'm Mr. Horner. Let's make something special today. If you've had art class with me before, you've probably heard me talk about making your art special. But what does special really mean? Pause the video here and talk with an adult or a sibling about what makes your favorite art that you've done special to you. Art that I make is special to me when it reminds me of an important memory or feeling or thought that I had. I'd like you to choose an object at home that you're going to look at and draw. An object is a thing that you can touch or pick up or move. When you pick your object that you're going to draw, I don't want you to pick it just because you say, I want to draw this because it's really cool, or I want to draw this because I really like it. I want you to be able to fill in these blanks. I drew my because it reminds me of when So what I'm going to draw today is this creamer here. This is for milk that you pour into tea. This belongs to my great granny Bertha Felder. And this is a gift to me on my wedding day last year. And it also reminds me of tea parties that I've had where I have friends over with my wife and we serve food and play games, and it's a lot of fun. So this reminds me of my wedding and fun times with friends. So this is my special object that I'm going to draw. So the way I'm putting that into the blanks there, I drew my Granny Bertha Felder's creamer because it reminds me of when I had my wedding and had friends over. I've chosen my object and I've placed it on the table. I've set up my sketchbook. You can use whatever paper you want. I'm going to show you how to make a drawing that will look a lot like how we see the object in front of us. There's going to be a lot of information here, and I want you to know this takes a lot of practice to get it down, and I want you to start practicing. If you've never done this, it's going to be hard, but it's really satisfying when you understand how it works, and you can draw anything that you want this way. You could draw people, you can draw your toys. There's just anything you can think of, anything you can see, you can find that thing and you can look at it and draw it, starting with this kind of practice. I want to remind you too that it doesn't really matter if your drawing turns out perfect or not. The point of today's video is about choosing something special and making our art meaningful. So just remember that this takes practice, and this is just a start of this practice. We'll do more of this throughout the school year. You're going to need to sit still in one spot and do not move the object once you've started. If you start picking it up and playing with it, it's going to be hard to get it back to the right spot for it to look right in your picture. You're going to kind of pretend that you're a camera, that you're taking a freeze shot of your object. When we look at something and draw it, we're drawing it from real life and it's sitting there. This in art is called a still life. So this is going to be our still life drawing. You're going to draw your object that you've chosen. I'm going to draw this object that I've chosen. To start, you can choose anywhere on the object that you want. You could start on one side, you might start along the bottom, wherever makes sense. I think I will start along the bottom because then I can decide where my cup needs to be on the paper. You can visualize how will this cup look when I've made a drawing of it on my paper here. You saw I followed the cup with my pencil, just getting the rough shape. It's going to be about this big, about the same size as it is in real life. I'm going to start at the bottom of the cup. I'm going to just choose one small part, like one of these curves. That's all I'm going to do to start. Just break off that one little piece in your mind. You remember what that shape is, and moving your pencil like this helps you remember that shape. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to draw just that line. Now I'm going to keep working my way along. So I'm, like I said, breaking off a piece in my mind and then building it back on the paper. So I'm going to this next part. I'll do this inside curve. Just a little bit, and then I'm going a little further, getting that piece. Sometimes it's not necessary to follow with your pencil like this, but I think it helps to visualize how you're going to move your pencil when you get back to your paper. It's curving up here, going back to each little piece. Now starting to curve around the other way. I think I need to keep going, make that a little bit longer. Now I see this is changing the curve in a little bit here. So I'm able to see all those little changes and start to make the right shape because I'm only looking at one small part at a time and trying to place it on just how I see it in real life. Remember, I haven't moved this object at all, and I haven't moved my body at all. But this will only take a few minutes, okay? Going to keep following around, following each little piece, and when I need to think about the next part, I go back and I look at what I'm going to do next with my pencil, and then I'm able to go back to my paper and place it on there. Now I'm getting around to here. I think I'll keep going around the top of the cup, then I'll come back and go down this other side. Some of you who've maybe practiced this before, you might not need to move your pencil back over to the object that you're looking at. You might be able to just do it by looking and drawing over here on your paper only. That just takes a bit more skill and lots of practice to do that. Okay, I think I'll come back down to where I started here and work this way. Go up, then I'll do the handle. Now the handle. So I'm going to go up here and find the right spot down from the top. I think that's about here. Make a little piece here. Now it's curving back around. I'll do the bottom of this piece. Go back up a little. Okay, now I can come to this part outside of here. And this comes in a little bit here. So I'll follow that. Now curving out and down, back in. Going very slowly, looking at each piece. Coming back over here to think about this curve. There. So I do need to do a little erasing because these lines I shouldn't be able to see. So I'm going to fix that. So we have the basic shape of the cup there. I can tell I made it a little bit wide. Maybe it's a little short, one or the other. But it's not a big deal. This is still a special object to me. And I can add the details to make it more beautiful. I could add some shading to make it more beautiful. I'm really not worried about it turning out perfect because I've chosen a special object and that's what's important about this. Alright, Sea Dragons. I hope you had fun choosing a special object and learning how to draw still life by breaking and building with lines. I can't wait to see your drawings on Seesaw and to learn why they're special to you. See you soon!